Well, if you want to get frightened this Thanksgiving, the State Department says don't travel. Be on the alert. The State Department has issued an alert for the entire world. And now we've got these groups. Let's see, who are they now? And you know all those groups, Terry? Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Boko Haram, and many others. And the State Department says every one of those radical groups could be planning deadly terrorist attacks soon in different parts of the world, I might add. And the government is warning Americans to be very careful, as I said. So stay close to home, eat turkey, and enjoy it. And I would, you know, New York is going to load up with the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. It would be an ideal target for the guys, the bad guys.
That seems to be what they look for, that kind of
soft target where a lot of people gather and. Okay, we'll see what happens.
That warning comes as President Obama is facing serious questions about how he's handling the threat of terrorism. The public doesn't believe he has a plan for dealing with the killers from ISIS. Charlene Aaron has the story.
As Americans make plans to travel for the holidays, the U.S. and European governments fear terrorists are making plans for more attacks. The State Department has issued an uncommon worldwide alert due to increased terrorist threats, and the head of Homeland Security says there could be more attacks like those in Paris.
We are, and we continue to be, and we have been concerned about copycat-like attacks.
The travel alert, in effect until February 24th, says current information suggests that militants with Islamic State, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, and other terrorist groups continue to plan attacks in multiple regions. U.S. authorities said the likelihood of terror attacks will continue as members of ISIS return from Syria and Iraq, and other individuals not affiliated with terror groups engage in violence on their own. As seen in Paris, terrorists have targeted places where crowds gather, such as sporting events, theaters, and restaurants. U.S. citizens should exercise vigilance when in public places or using transportation, the alert said. Be aware of immediate surroundings and avoid large crowds or crowded places. Exercise particular caution during the holiday season and at holiday festivals or events. As threats loom both in the U.S. and abroad, President Obama meets with French President François Hollande at the White House today. The pair will discuss how to ramp up the fight against ISIS extremists. This meeting comes as a new poll shows that the public does not think that President Obama has a clear strategy for dealing with ISIS. And many critics say the French president has been stronger in dealing with terrorism than President Obama. The meeting also comes as the president is dealing with another serious problem, the question of whether analysts at Central Command, which oversees Pentagon operations in the Middle East, changed assessments of the campaign against ISIS to make it appear as though the U.S. and Western partners were making more progress than they actually were. It's just another problem for the president when it comes to the public's view of how he's handling terrorism. A new CBS poll found that 66% do not think he has a clear plan for dealing with ISIS. Now, after terrorism in Paris, terrorism has become the top issue for Americans amid threats of more attacks both abroad and here in America. And the public doesn't believe that President Obama has the answers. Charlene Aaron, CBN News.
Interesting editorial in the Wall Street Journal today about why Trump may be succeeding as he is. And the polls that were referred to in that editorial shows that the American people just don't trust the government. I mean, the trust in our government is down in the, low double digits, and, it's just unbelievable that we don't trust it. We don't think that the government's doing a good job. And then we look at the Affordable Care Act, we look at the scandal in the Veterans Administration, we look at scandals with the Secret Service, and we see other examples of mismanagement and so-called stimulus that didn't stimulate anything. And then we have this constant harping by the president, constant attack mode, always attacking his opponents, attacking the other party in Congress, attacking the rich, attacking this group and the other group. And it's small wonder that the American people don't trust the government. And so you've got a candidate coming along that says, I'll promise you the world. It'll be wonderful. I'm going to build you a wall. It'll be the most beautiful wall you ever saw. Or whatever it is, it's going to be tremendous. It'll be wonderful. Don't worry about a thing. I'm going to make it tremendous. Well, not really. Not really. But if that's who we want, I mean, it's because of the malaise that has settled over this nation in the last 8 years.